Olivia. I think I'm one of the youngest adult members of this congregation. I'm also, I just turned 20, so but St. Peter's in the Woods it was one of the first places where I think I've built an identity as an adult separate from my parents or family. And I think that's important as establishing who you are and who you want to be in the world. And this community means so much to me in that regard. Seeing things like the creation care, mobile food pantry, the emphasis on stewardship is a really big part of that. And I don't know, it's a refreshing adult community, and that means a lot to me. And I appreciate you all heavily for that. Thank you.
Hi. My name's Katie. I am also one of the younger adults in our congregation, a little older than Olivia, but not by much. And I am part of the choir, so I wanted to speak about that a little bit. It's been really special to be a part of the music program within St. Peter's, and for me, music has always been something that strengthened my faith. So I'll do a little plug for that because it's wonderful. But also, some of you know that I came from a very a challenging faith background, and a faith that was based on exclusivity and a lot of judgment. And so being at St. Peter's has been really special, to be a part of a community that's very open and accepting and truly loving of our neighbors. So I'm just really grateful for the home that I found here and with all of you.
Hi, I'm Mary. I think the oldest of the three. 26. When I graduated high school and went out to college, I pretty much left the church. I grew up kind of bouncing around between different denominations. So for a while I was Christian Reformed, and then I spent much of my high school life as a Methodist. So now I'm here. I went to a Catholic school for 12 years, so this feels like home to me. But part of the reason why I left the church for a while is because I didn't. Some of you might be aware that the Methodist Church recently has been undergoing a bit of a schism within itself with respect to its LGBTQ members, and that was part of the reason why I left. Some of you might know I'm a part of Arise, which you all support, and that's the LGBTQ campus ministry at George Mason, and that's actually how I found St. Peter's. I was kiosking and I ran into Stacy, and she was like, "Come to St. Peter's," and I was like, "Well, I haven't been to church in a really long time, but okay." And then I came, and you all are involved in creation care, and you're supporting the my queer friends, and you are open to you're open to the idea that church historically has caused harm, and you are actively seeking ways to move forward from that, and ways to embrace and hold people without doing them harm. And that's something that I really appreciate, and I really love that about us, is that regardless of where we're at, we all love each other, and we respect each other, and we listen to each other, and not a whole lot of churches can do that, in my experience. So thank you.
We really appreciate our young adults speaking so beautifully about their journeys with the church, and we love you and appreciate you as well. And I wanted to invite Chuck Link and Becky Fox to talk for a minute. So we're celebrating people and their journeys here, and then one of our offerings that we'd like to highlight, which is also supported by all of your stewardship and our open-heartedness, is our Sacred Ground ministry. So do you want to come up and just say a quick word about that? Chuck has our script. Okay, Chuck. Be together.
That's an amazing trio to follow because our theme is also about journey. At the end of our first Sacred Ground group, it was a unanimously voiced action plan and the fervent wish of the whole group to begin a second Sacred Ground Circle so that we could expand this program across the parish family. To that end, we, Chuck and I, intend to work toward making that happen, along with those who were also part of the first Sacred Ground group. We'd like to begin St. Peter's in the Woods' second Sacred Ground Circle very soon. And we're here today to invite you to join us in learning just a little bit more about both the program and our proposed timeline for organizing and implementing this series.
Sacred Ground was a very powerful experience for me personally. I've come to see my earthly relationship with my Creator as a journey, if you will. A journey toward deeper appreciation and stronger understanding and deepening of my faith. Now, I recognize some of you may not agree with this notion of a journey. Some of you may have completed your journey. But bear with us. We'll excuse you. You can check your phone, do your grocery list while we talk to those who may still be on a journey. For the others who might agree about the idea of a journey, I want to tell you that the Sacred Ground experience was the most consequential, compelling, and impactful segment of my larger personal journey to date.
So Chuck, I'm glad you continued this theme of journey because I'm going to continue on that vein as well. Sacred Ground really added to my own personal journey, both as a Christian and as an educator, because it really helped me to bring those two aspects of my life together. I found for me that the readings and the discussions brought together grounded my faith and grounded my profession a little bit more specifically in some ways that I hadn't experienced before. It really broadened that understanding. And Susan, as you were just talking about, the this and the this. And each week I found that a lot of what we were talking about, and I continue to do this, what we were talking about in Sacred Ground just connected amazingly with what our scriptures were and what our sermon called us to think about more deeply. They called me to delve more deeply into what I was doing and to make those connections.
Speaking of the curriculum, the materials that the church has put together, I think many of you know, I came to this church a little over 10 years ago as a disappointed Catholic. When I looked at what had been done to create the Sacred Ground curriculum, I have to tell you, it's exquisite. It's powerful, it's interesting, it provokes useful discussion, and on balance, as I looked at it, I found reasons to be proud of my newly acquired Episcopalian affiliation.
So, this idea of organizing and implementing. We'd like to have an organizing meeting in person in probably December, but hold the remainder of the sessions on Zoom. And that that worked so well with the first Sacred Ground group. So the plan would be that after this organizing meeting in December, that we would choose an evening that worked mutually well for each one who would be part of the group, and that we would meet every 2 weeks on Zoom with looking at readings and the videos that accompany the program to stimulate, our critical thinking, our deep thinking, and our reflection. So once we've decided on those dates, that would be a together decision, and then we would continue on as the season works its way through the spring semester.
As facilitators, Becky and I would be just setting the tone, creating a safe space, a place where people can say what they believe and not be attacked, talk about other people's positions and so forth. In the first circle, we found that by the 34th meeting, we had really become close friends, ready to share a great deal of our life experience. We realized that we all came from different places, but we were on our way to the same destination. We have other spokespeople who can speak to their experience, who were part of the first Sacred Ground Circle. If I could ask you to stand, identify yourself, and if you look around, they'd be good folks to talk to if you have any other questions about Sacred Ground. And also, please feel free to talk to Becky or I after the service, or to give us a call or an email. We're happy to answer questions. We'd love to have a good second circle begun here at St. Peter's in the Woods.
Thanks so much.